getting ready for another incredibly exciting Imagineering presentation. Coming up next is Ride Engineering. So if you're into rides, come closer. Imagineering ride engineers come together from a diverse range of engineering backgrounds to design and build some of the safest and most innovative and reliable systems in the world. Ride engineers are responsible for every aspect of ride system development, from the first concept through testing in the parks. They bring solutions to technical challenges and partner with diverse creative talent to design and build Disney's one-of-a-kind experiences. And here to talk about new ride development and a creative approach to engineering is our very own Dave Crawford. Please give a round of applause. Hey, let's learn a little bit more about Dave. In a 30-year career that has spanned leadership positions in both entertainment and aerospace, Dave Crawford has consistently led diverse, cross-discipline teams towards challenging goals focused on developing innovative new products and experiences for the public. While currently responsible for new ride system development at Walt Disney Imagineering, Dave has also led engineering teams responsible for actual rides to space. Dave received his degree in mechanical engineering from UCLA Go Bruins and is a licensed professional engineer listed as an inventor on over 70 patents. There'd be a lot more. I was going to say, if Lanny hadn't just been here. Dave has deep experience in every phase of engineering, design, and development, from early concept through installation, turnover, and certification, primarily with development of prototypical life safety transportation systems. He's a strong believer that leadership and success come down to support, caring, and enablement of the team. Welcome, Dave Crawford.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, all of you. I am so excited to be here talking about something I love so much, ride development. How's everyone enjoying D23? How's everyone enjoying D23? Who loves rides? That's what we're going to talk about today. And I'm really passionate about this topic. I get to live it, breathe it, and work it every day. I feel strongly that new and innovative ride platforms are critical to delivering new innovative experiences to all of our guests that come to our parks and love to go on rides. And so we're going to talk a little bit about what ride development is, our general process for doing it, and then we're going to highlight some specific examples that I think everyone here is going to be very familiar with. Some of my background, I started with Imagineering about 25 years ago, and I started in the ride engineering department, doing typical design and delivery of ride platforms. So I was the project engineer for Winnie the Pooh ride here at Disneyland. Anyone's favorite? Worked all the Bugs Land attractions, and worked some of the rehab for Space Mountain. And so very typical design, engineering, delivery. But after about 9 years, I had this amazing opportunity to move into creative and lead front-end feasibility efforts for our newest Blue Sky School concepts. So I got to work with some of our best creative directors, story writers, and storytellers to think about what's next. And it was super exciting. It was slightly chaotic. Something that was a coaster-based attraction on Friday, it was a water-based attraction on Monday. But I loved the nature of that, just iteration and change and always trying something new and being curious. That led me to R&D, where I got to work with some of our most amazing inventors in Imagineering, Lanny Scoot, who just did his center stage speech recently, and a bunch of people back in the back there in the pavilion. And really look at how we leverage new technologies to create experiences, innovative new experiences within the parks. That then all led me back to ride engineering to bring together the best of the creative process, the R&D process, and the engineering processes to conceive and prototype new ride platforms and move them towards the parks. Really interesting, really exciting, and very challenging. Our engineering requirements exceed almost any other industry for vehicles, with our requirements for duty cycle, safety, and reliability. Three really unique things that all have to come together on every Disney ride-based system. So we're going to talk a little bit about ride development, and that is specifically the ride component of an attraction. And rides are generally big machines, right? They're big machines with the sole purpose of delivering an experience. And that's what makes it so fun and exciting to do. And it's, we're always trying to think of new ways to do things, new areas to move into, new ways to deliver these experiences. And we're working with the creative directors that define a creative intent. And so the engineering that we do is very much in service to the creative intent. How do we deliver this experience in as efficient and invisible a way as possible so that people can go on these rides and really believe that they're in the movies or in the game. So all of this starts with brainstorming, as it typically does in a lot of areas of Disney. Once an experience is defined, here's the experience we want to deliver for our guests, we get together, we brainstorm. How can we deliver that experience? What types of systems and technologies will help us deliver that experience? We evaluate a very large range of options, everything from things that exist out there in the marketplace to things that are highly innovative and new and different. And then we have to distill it down. We have to start focusing in on the optimum concept to deliver the experience. And at that point, it's really about visualizing. We have to be able to visualize this idea. What is this thing? How does it work? So that we can explain it to all of the variety of project teams and our leadership. And that, we typically use some type of game engine, animation, or even a more sophisticated simulation if needed. But something like this gives us the ability to say, here's what we want to do. This is what it's going to look like, and this is how it's going to operate. Now, at this point, we start looking at what's known and what's unknown. What things have we done before and what things haven't we done. And there's typically three categories. One is the technology. Does the technology exist to deliver this experience? And in this way, we've said we've done coasters before, we've done swinging guest compartments before. And so this is not a big push for us. We've done stuff like this before. There's also creative unknowns. How does it feel? Do we know what this feels like? Will it be fun? Will it be exciting? Will it make people horribly motion sick? And this was where we focused on this concept, because we hadn't done something specifically like this before, so we weren't sure exactly how it would feel. So the next step, how do we figure out what something's going to feel like? Anyone know? Just yell it out.
You try it?
Try it. You got to try it, right? You got to put your pants in the seat. And so we built an experiential mock-up. Now, we don't have to build the actual attraction to know what it's going to feel like, but we need to build something that gives us the experience of going on that attraction. And we try to do it as efficiently and responsibly as possible. So this was our mock-up for this experience, and it did a great job of showing us what it would feel like. And so we put this together in one of the back parking lots up on our Glendale campus, and we drove around for 2 weeks, putting everyone we possibly could get to volunteer into those seats to tell us, is it fun? Is it thrilling? Is it making you motion sick? While we fine-tuned it. And the fact that we were in a truck driving around allowed us to try different speeds, different turn radii, different acceleration profiles, all following that painted chalk line on the parking lot. So it was super fun, obviously. A good time, and allowed us to really refine this concept into something that we knew was going to be really compelling, really exciting for all of our guests.
That's not a bad day at work.
It's no. I mean, it was exhausting. I think I'm driving the truck in this thing, so I'm the track guidance system. The next step is really about finding that specific theme and story, and this is the critical part of where is it going to go, what story are we going to tell, what world are we going to be immersed into. And so you tie it to that theme and story. You probably do a little tweaking of the ride platform to make sure it really can support what the creative team wants to do. And then all you have to do is design, engineer, build, and install it, and you're done. And so that's all. That's the end part. But this was obviously the development process for our Seven Dwarfs Mine Coaster, which is currently operating in Walt Disney World in Shanghai, bringing joy to millions of guests, and really exciting to see something move from that very early conceptual brainstorm of an idea all the way to a fully operating attraction. Super exciting about that. So, has anyone here been on Seven Dwarfs? Oh my God, I'm talking to the right crowd. This is awesome. All right. But this isn't the only, we obviously do this on lots of our attractions. There's innovation everywhere on just about everything we do. And all of those start generally with a prototype that we explore and refine to ensure we're delivering the best experience. So the top one, who knows what attraction that is? Yell it out. What? Smuggler's Run, I heard it. Smuggler's Run, yes. The Millennium Falcon experience, Smuggler's Run. The actual attraction, the capsule there that people are riding in is on the right, and on the left is our original mock-up that allowed us to explore a real-time rendered environment and a guest vehicle that took inputs and was responsive to guest inputs. So obviously we had to test that out. We've never done that before. Everyone here knows the second one, right? Soarin'. This one is famous for its conceptual development. But we had to really look at how we move people from that horizontal loading position on the floor up vertically into the show environment in front of the screen. This was a really unique, very massive mechanism that we had to make sure that we had worked it all out to ensure that we got the positions correct. And so very early, it could be as simple as an erector set that proves out that linkage in motion, or something as sophisticated as a high-end, gaming platform. Third one?
Pirates.
Shanghai Pirates, yes. An awesome project that leveraged a really unique new technology. We used underwater linear synchronous motors, LSMs. These are things we typically use to launch roller coasters. We didn't launch boats, but we used them to slowly and precisely drive the vehicles through the attraction and point the vehicle exactly where we wanted to. So a really, really interesting and rewarding development program to make sure that those would work, that they would be reliable, that they could be maintainable. The best experience that we could ever conceive of, if it's not available for a guest to ride, it's just not an option. And sometimes we just try something to see what it feels like. And so this was an interesting experience to sit side saddle on Dumbo and see what it would feel like if you rode a round ride facing radially outward instead of in the direction of travel. What does that feel like?
What did it feel like?
It was super fun. Much more thrilling and exciting. And so that was an area, and a lot of types of exploration projects like this lead to new avenues of creative development and leveraging existing rides and platforms that we have, but looking at it in a slightly different way and how it might provide a totally different experience. So super fun and exciting. Ultimately, we have a lot of different tools and mechanisms and machines to deliver our stories from a ride perspective. And so we're always looking at coasters and dark rides and water rides. And of course, my favorite being involved in ride development is always the one of a kind. It's the new thing that's never been done before, that we don't quite know how we're going to do it, but we're going to do everything we can to figure it out and deliver it into a park in an attraction. The thing I want to emphasize here is it's always about the team. Ride development doesn't just happen. It's not usually a lightning bolt or a light bulb moment in the shower that's like, hey, I got a great new idea. I wish it was that easy. It takes a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, a lot of collaboration, and a lot of experimentation. It's honestly fraught with failure. And anytime you're doing something that's never been done before, you're going to run into roadblocks and obstacles and failure points, and you have to be willing to pivot and adjust and try something different to get to your end game. But I think it's a really important part that this company embraces wholeheartedly. And let's try that. Let's give teams that permission to try and fail, because you're going to end up somewhere you didn't expect.
That's incredible. Thank you so much, Dave.
Of course, yeah.
And you've had an incredible career. You've touched so many of the things that everybody here loves. If you could give our fabulous fans who are watching some kind of advice, if they're looking to do something like what you do, what kind of advice would you give them?
Nice. Do I have any burgeoning engineers or existing engineers in the crowd? Oh yes, a couple engineers. Fantastic. Engineering, it was my path into ride development and kind of understanding the design and engineering and application of technology to create big machines. But ride development is honestly involved with all disciplines. We have story writers, we have creative producers, we have creative directors. It doesn't happen in an envelope. That takes input and brainstorming and collaboration from a lot of different people. So to really make sure that we're all bringing our talents together. So whatever you do, whatever you're studying, your passions are, there's probably an opportunity to get involved with development type projects. But what's important is to stay positive and optimistic, to be curious, to not get frustrated when we do run into those obstacles and failure points, because they're going to happen, and you just got to be excited about what's on the other side of it.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Dave. I'm awesome, Dave. Thank you so much for joining us here at the center stage. And everybody, if you're going to stay curious, we'll be back in 15 minutes with some more Imagineering behind the dreams. Thank you.
Have a good D23, everybody.